Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here for what's to be the closed qualifiers for the Arena of Blood tournament that we're about to watch. I apologize about everything that's been going on. There's been some interesting production issues. Nevertheless, though, we are here for these qualifiers between Team Empire Hope and Godsent.gg. It should be a pretty interesting one. As you can see, the draft has started. We do have the Omni Slark Rubik opening from Empire. Godsent going for the Chen Leshrak Wyvern in Empire. Fourth pick up for them. They pick up the AA as well, which is a pretty valuable pick considering you do have that Winter Wyvern and Chen, both of which do enjoy healing their heroes up quite a bit. The Ice Blast is just going to stop a lot of that healing going on. Of course, you've got the Omni Knight on the other side anyway, so both teams essentially just wanting to heal each other apparently, as Godsent do go for the Centaur Warrior now, so that's more like it. A bit more team fight going on between these two. Again, I do apologize if there's any production issues. We're currently looking into it. I understand the audio may be a little bit off right now, but we'll get it fixed up as time goes on. Still, final ban for both sides before we get to see how these drafts finish off. I've got to say I am liking where Empire is going with this draft. It just seems like it's going to be very hard to take them on throughout that mid game. I would like to see a bit more team fight come out for them though. Like with Godsent, you've got this wonderful Winter's Curse into Hoof Stomp, into the Leshrak Split Earth, but Empire, they're more single target focused right now, so we'll see how they finish it off. They do need a mid-core right now on the side of Empire, so they could definitely kind of add something here that could control these team fights a little better. So perhaps the idea is just to sustain long enough. Just make this Slark massive throughout a team fight. So final ban coming out for Empire. About a minute of reserve time left for this.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Pick.
Chen.
Oh, the audio is kind of screwed up. Okay, well that's not good. Alright, so we're going to have to get this resolved. Now, I'll just be a second while I try to get this fixed up for you guys. Of course the draft is still going, but what can you do? You'd rather have the audio set properly.
Radiant team pick. Dire team.
Omni Knight. Slark.
Ten seconds remaining.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there's good and bad news. The bad news is we're not going to be able to hear game sounds for the moment until we get that issue resolved. The good news is you still have me. I mean, I don't know if it's that good to to just have me here, but I guess we have that. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of an interesting stream. Uh, oh, all right. Somebody's doing something. Fair enough. It's gonna be a bit of an interesting stream, as you can see. There's not really audio to complement the casting, but I guess we'll make it work. I'm sure some of you that are watching will just want to watch because maybe you've bet on the game, maybe you just like enjoying Dota. But unfortunately, no sound, so we'll make that work. As you can see, though, the draft screen has frozen, so we are going to have to wait that out and just wait till we get into the game. Still, as you can see, the drafts did finish with Ricky and Kunka coming out. So Empire, they did get that team fight they essentially did need. Now they have that Torrent into Boat, and even if you wanted even more, you get the Aghanim Scepter and grab that Torrent Storm. Godsent, of course, finishing it off with the Ricky. Pretty interesting. We've been seeing a lot of Position 1 Ricky coming out throughout the pro scene, and especially in pubs. I don't know how to feel about it, but it seems to work quite well, especially once you've got that Diffusal up, couple Wraith Bands, maybe a Basher, and you are happy. Of course, you can also go for that Battle Fury build that we do tend to see coming out. But we'll see what they do plan to run here as the game has begun. So Empire, Tarake, going to be there at the bot lane as the Slark, of course. Be pretty interesting to see how his lane matchup goes. I mean, up against the Centaur, it's not a bad lane per se, because you can steal quite a few Essence Shift stacks, but it's also not the easiest lane in the world because you do have Retaliate to be up against, and of course you do have the Hoof Stomp coming out from the Centaur. You've got to watch out for that. Try to have a level 1 Dark Pact available at least to purge that off. This mid lane, you'll see the Kunkka being played by Lightless from Empire. And he should be up against that Leshrac. Shouldn't be too bad of a lane for the Kunkka either. I mean, it's pretty easy with Tidebringer. Of course, the Leshrac can be a little bit frustrating with Edict, but well, as I say, that bot lane, we do see Tadake already going forward up against Boogie. Just getting a few stacks for himself. Just going back. I do love myself a good old library stream. Always good to get a bit of peace and quiet when you're casting. Top lane as well. Error. Currently being harassed a little bit by James, but he'll be fine. Go for the banner and steal actually, and well, there'll be the Omni there in time. They will manage to snag it away, and now this Ricky gonna cop a fair bit of harassment. Error though will Blink Strike and get himself out of there. And Godsent, I believe they did get more bounty runes, unless I'm seeing things, but I believe they got away with 3 that time around. Godsent. The Chen Ricky, we'll see how well they farm. They're back to the mid lane, Lightless. Gonna be up against that Leshrac. Again, it shouldn't really be the hardest lane in the world for Lightless. Like, just with the Tidebringer alone, should be able to harass this Leshrac quite decently. Be able to get away with quite a lot, but you've just got to be a little bit careful about that Leshrac breaking the distance. Because once that 80 comes up, it is a hell of a lot of damage. We'll see how Wish does deal with this lane up against Lightless. It looks like Lightless is going to take a fair bit of harassment here from Wish. Well, this is something Wish does kind of have to do. You do have to dish out that harassment early up against the Kunkka. So once he's got a few more levels up, that Tidebringer really starts to hurt. And once he has boat up, he becomes essentially unkillable in lane, because he can always just throw the boat out, get the run bonus. And apparently we're going to watch an ad now. Okay, fair enough. No, we're back to the game. Great, fantastic. So Lightless, copping a fair bit of damage again. Wish, going to be continuing to dish it out. Just so you guys are aware, I am not in charge of production here. I'm not controlling the camera, I'm not running the ads, so please do not kill me if you see ads playing in the middle of all this. We're working it out as time goes on. Actually, looks like Lightless has done a pretty good job so far. 11 last hits, 1 deny in comparison to the 8 and 0 of the Leshrac. Having a fun old time. Still copying a fair bit of harass here from Wish. I kind of wish the cameraman would switch camera positions right now, as we've seen the mid lane for quite a while, but nevertheless, we'll continue watching this as Lightless does continue to gain a substantial lead in terms of last hits. Wish is falling somewhat behind. Torrent to be thrown out will not connect onto Wish. Well, we do have a first blood. Unfortunately, I can't see it, but it is there. Apparently, Boogie finds Eknard, and Tadake will end up taking down Boogie on the Centaur. And so it was a 1-for-1 trade, though I dare say Empire is going to be very satisfied with that, considering they did get the kill into the Centaur with the Slark, so he will get a bit of permanent agi, and of course the kill for himself. So now apparently we're looking at the talent tree of Lightless, which and he's level 4 right now. There's not really much to look at here for Lightless. I really hope everything goes well with production very soon, because this mid lane is a very, very stale lane, to say the least. Both heroes are just farming up, and again, Lightless is currently winning the farm game. Audio settings. Looks like we do have the cameraman back at work. So bot lane, Boogie, he did die once before. Now he did find Eknard. In fact, a nice stun will come out, but Tadake, again, starting with those right clicks, going after Boogie. And Boogie just has to be very careful how many essence shifts he gives away to this Slark, because he does start to hit very, very hard after about 5 or 6 of them. Tadake, he'll keep farming up. 23 last hits, 7 denies on the Slark. So they haven't really been able to slow him down at all on the side of Godsent. Top lane, Mastery, he'll be there on the Omni, up against Era on that Riki, and of course, OKC on the Chen. With the Omni lane, like, there's not really much you can do to shut down the Omni Knight, but at the very least you can try and halter his farm a little bit. It looks like the Riki is farming fairly well anyway. 20 last hits, 5 denies on that Riki Maru. And apparently we're back to the mid lane now, so mid lane is here. We're looking at Torrent, a beautiful ability. 75 damage apparently at level 1, 90 mana. Seems a bit inefficient, if I do say so myself, but oh, now we're gone. Why is there double Observer Wards in the mid lane? I suppose the other one is about to expire. So I guess it's fair enough, but it's a little bit inefficient there from the side of Godsent on the Leshrac. Back to the Wyvern, of course, 5-minute bounty runes. Should be a 2-for-2 trade, though no, Godsent, they find 3 again. So another little gold boost for them on the side of the Dire. Tadake, still farming very well, 30 last hits, 11 denies. Boogie, farming pretty well himself on the Centaur, but it's pretty important they slow down this Slark a little bit. They do go for the side pool at the least. Problem is, Tadake, he's just going to contest that and take all the creeps anyway. So even more farm going the Slark's way. Boogie, he's going to start moving forward with the Splinter Blast, trying to slow down this Slark. Hoof Stomp will not really connect, or rather it does, but the Dark Pack was still going. So it doesn't really land in the end. Well, he'll just go back to farming though. It looks like the Leshrac is falling fairly low mid lane, but looks like the cameraman's going AFK again. So we'll just chill out on the bot lane, where we do see a pounce go on to Boogie, but that's all we saw, as they do finally go up, and we do see Boogie going down. Tadake does pick up another kill on the Slark. And he'll just get back to farming. I mean, there's just seemingly no way to slow this man down at the moment. To make matters worse, in the mid lane, the Kunkka has farmed very well. In fact, he's at the top of the last hits board by 50 and 6. So Lightless is going to be a little bit of a powerhouse on this Kunkka as well. It's going to be a matter of what kind of item build he goes for. Whether he just goes for the standard utility build or whether he wants to go for the DPS build on this Kunkka. Of course, top lane Era, farming okay in comparison. 34 last hits, 11 denies on that Riki. Mastery not doing too bad of a job, but he can't really slow down this Riki. Though as I say that, James, he will move in on the Rubik. But here comes OKC, James is falling very, very low. Another blink from Era, but now the TPs come in. Mastery, he's going to make a chase. Lilas is there. Can they actually find this Rikimaru? He doesn't have level 6 yet, so it's not like he's going to really get away from this as the X and both do fly in. Does land, and Era will end up losing his life. The only thing OKC can do is just run away, as that'll make it a 4-1 now, the way of Empire Hope. And OKC actually ends up finding James up at the top lane, though. Mid lane, Wish does move his way in, does a bit of damage. Lilas, he sticks around. In fact, he may turn around for this. Torrent was thrown out, but didn't connect, but they still find Wish anyway. Ignat actually moved in on the AA and found that kill. Boogie, again, copying a hell of a lot of harassment. Tadake will just continue doing this. Just take a few hits, go back, hit some creeps, go back and hit the Centaur again. In fact, I didn't quite catch his skill build, but I'm sure he's gone for multiple levels in Essence Shift at this point, because he's getting so much value out of it. You may as well go for the level up in Essence Shift and get that longer duration, rather than going for the Max Dark Pact. Which I'm sure he has at this point. Looks like Wish will try and get some catch-up farm on this Leshrac. He's had a rough lane. Still very, very far behind that Kunkka. This early Chen pick hasn't really panned out to anything quite yet. It looks like they're going to try and make a little bit of a dive on Lightless, but now the rotations come in. Empire, they're going to try and make it play onto James. Boat does fly in with the X. They did throw out the Cold Embrace, but Wish is still taking a hell of a lot of damage. He gets lifted up still. Where's the follow-up? It's not there. James and Ignat going down as 4 rotate from the side of Godsent. Find both supports on the side of Empire Hope, and it looks like they are going to try and pressure in this tier 1 tower. But it doesn't really solve the problem of that top 2 net worths on the graph right now are on the side of Empire Hope. And, well, as I say that, Lightless, he is going to end up losing his life to Wish. So I guess it's not really too big of a problem here for the side of Godsent. They'll just keep trying to force these kills from Empire. And for some reason, we're having a look at this Centaur. James. He's moving in with Tadake. They want to try and make a play here onto the Wyvern as the bounty rune's going to spawn. Nice little lift up to steal that bounty rune away. And James, can you get the block here? He definitely can. With that though, where's Tadake? Where's the follow-up? It looks like he's jumping on the Chen right now, but Wish is there, and they do find the trade. Tadake does end up getting the Leshrac before he does go down, but Era will find the trade on the Riki, and now James, he'll be chased down as well, and he'll go down on the Rubik to the Wyvern. That'll make it a 6-7 now. And Era, I mean, I guess he feels like he's got to just get involved with his team. Even at these earlier levels, the Riki can be somewhat effective. Does do a hell of a lot of damage with that Blink Strike. And he is indeed, of course, going for that Diffusal after the double Wraith bans. Once that Diffusal's up, I mean, you can say goodbye to your supports, as Era will probably just roam around and just continuously kill these guys off. Of course, Boogie there. Going to be going for the Hood of Defiance first on the Centaur, prior to the Blink Dagger. That's generally the smart way to play it. Plenty of magic damage to be thrown out by Empire, so you're going to want to make that into a pipe later on. She will after the blink, I'm sure. Though top lane, looks like Empire are going to try and make a play though. No, bot lane, there is a jump. They do find Ignat on the A, but now the rotation's James. He comes in with the Fade Bolt and actually finds the kill, but Era, he'll come in as well on the Riki, and they should find the trade. A 2-for-1 trade once again for the side of Godsent. In fact, it might be even more as they are chasing down Mastery. He tries to use the Purification. It does not matter though. The Leshrac output is way too high, though Tadake gonna try and find some sort of trade, but he does get cursed up. Now an X-Boat coming in onto the Wyvern. He should be able to steal a lot of stacks from this Cold Embrace Wyvern, and eventually should be able to take him down. He did have to commit Shadow Dance, but it does not matter. Tadake will find another kill though. Now Era trying to essentially do some harass onto him. I don't believe they have detection right now, so they can't really go after the Riki. They do try to catch out Wish on the Leshrac, but he'll be able to walk out of there safely. So with that now, they found Era. The Riki, Ice Blast, gonna connect. It's a lot of damage. Era, he'll use Tricks of the Trade, try and get away with this, but no. Lightless, he'll find the kill. So on 9-10 now. Less than 1k net worth lead for the side of Godsent. Still, the thing is, with their draft on the side of Godsent, they are kind of forced to work a lot faster than Empire have to. Like, you've got this Chen Leshrac lineup where you just want to push in those tier 1s ASAP. They haven't really found many. I mean, they've only found one at the bot lane, though. Mid lane, a massive stun coming out. Wish will find a double kill. Well, Godsent will. They'll take a kill each. Lightless, he'll come in. Another X, Torrent, Boat will all fly in with the Ice Blast, and Wish doesn't really take the boat damage. Now they'll try and turn it onto that Kunkka. They'll find Lightless on the Kunkka. And with that, a tier 1 tower going down once again. And this is exactly what Godsent really need to do here. With this draft, you just want to get as aggressive as possible, as soon as possible. Even Era, finding Ignite on that AA. And with the Riki, it's just so easy. In fact, they're going to go for a Roshan now. With all these Chen creeps as well as the Alpha creep, they could really do this quite quickly. Of course, the Chen has a medallion as well to boot. And so Godsent going to go ahead, take out the Roshan. Wish will actually take the Aegis. But with that, it's going to be a very tough time for Empire now. I mean, they had a great start. And in fact, they still basically have a net worth lead if you just look at the cores. But with these, with this defusal coming up on Era, and in fact, with Tadake getting caught out like this, it could be super bad as he's trying to run away, but now trying to turn on Era. Ice Blast will not connect on the Riki, but does find Wish. They'll take out the Aegis immediately. They won't go for the secondary life, as they do see, okay, Sia, he'll move in on the Chen. And suddenly, it is certainly not safe to be around there. But they are increasing that lead. 3k net worth lead now for Godsent. Looks like Empire are probably going to have to slow this game down a little bit. Not going to be easy up against the draft that they're playing up against, but the only real option they have. Up until Tadake is really ready to go, and I mean, he's got a very, very fast defusal on that Slark, but he needs a little bit more before he can really feel confident in these team fights. Bot lane though, James, nice lift, Fade Bolt, but Error. Well, he'll cop the passive of the Ice Blast, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. Managed to get away. That's the thing with the lift Ice Blast combo, like, you've got to time it perfectly. Otherwise, a hero like Riki is just going to walk out of it safely. It looks like Empire are ready to get aggressive again. They found OKC, a nice deep observer ward though. X-Boat, it does all connect. Ice Blast to boot, and they will find the kill. Ignite actually taking it on the AA. And with that, do they find anything else? So Tadake, he wanted to go after the Centaur, but they'll switch over to Era at the bot lane on the Riki. Era is going to go for a TP to the mid lane. What are we even looking at now? Wish, he's in the fountain. There's a team fight going on though. The tier 1 mid tower, well, underneath it, there is a team fight. The Winter's Curse was their mastery, going down to Boogie on the Centaur. But that'll be it. They won't follow up for anything else on the side of Godsent. As I say that Era, he starts moving into the Radiant Jungle, but he was underneath the Sentry Ward. He'll walk out of there. Era. It's going to keep trying to find another target for himself. Okay, see ya. Start moving into that mid lane again. Let's have Boogie there just in case he gets caught out, but Boogie could be in trouble. As they are starting to move forward, Tadake, he'll start with the defusal. Just still some essence shifts. Just back off again. Looks like a nice stun coming out from OKC here, but it's going to lead to nothing as Boat. Nope, won't be thrown out. It was just an X-Torrent. But Empire don't look to back off until that tier 1's down. Boogie is ready with the Stampede Blink, and it looks like they are going to TP in more now. This could be really bad for Empire, as they are sticking around. X-Torrent once again will go onto OKC. He'll be okay though. It's starting to move in. Diffusal is there. OKC copying a fair bit, but now the Stampede, and they jump straight into the back and find Mastery. Can they get any more? The Leshrac straight after the Slark with the Edict and the Pulse Nova, just bursting him down. Wish he'll find another one. They do get Error as a trade though on the Ricky, but now they're going to lose even more Empires. James does go down, and it looks like Lightless has been caught out on the Kunkka. Mind you, he is a lot tankier, as he does have the boat run buff, but it is eventually going to wear off here. Lightless, it looks like he is going to eventually just tick out. Boogie jumps in with the double edge and does claim the kill. So another great trade. They only end up losing Era on the Ricky. A 1-for-4 trade. You can't be unhappy about that if you're Godsent. And again, everything just going according to plan. I mean, Empire, they've just got to try and slow this game down again. Try and force it to that mid to late. Or rather, just the late, because we are in the mid game now. And just rely on that Slark to be able to do all the work he needs to. But it seems like Godsent aren't going to allow that to happen. They've already moved all the way into the Radiant side jungle. They're sticking as 5. They want to try and make some more stuff happen across the map. Godsent? You find anybody? Because if Era finds a support like the A and Rubik, they're just dead. There's no two ways about that. X, gonna be there, Lightless. He does find the Wyvern. Boat will fly in. The Cold Embrace already came out, but it looks like it will not be enough, as the Spirit Vessel was there as well. Era now, he'll just try and get out of there safely. They'll just commit the Stampede, just ensure everybody else gets out. Apart from OKC, who could be in massive danger, though Tadake, he does miss the pounce, doesn't opt for the defusal as it was on cooldown anyway. Though Wish, he apparently ends up finding James on the Rubik. The Wish bot lane just claiming another easy Rubik kill. And at 12-21 now, that 4K lead remaining for Godsent. Again, this is the power of their draft, though. I'd say they still need to keep pushing these tier 2 towers now. Like, it's 2 tier 1s with this kind of draft, I don't believe will be anywhere near enough. Of course, you can just rely on your Leshrac Ricky, but they do tend to drop off just a little bit once you get into the late game in comparison to something like a Slark. So it looks like Empire will just go back and farm the jungle a bit, trying to get those neutral items up. Godsent, though, of course, they do smoke up. Mid lane, they'll find Mastery on the Omni. Already using Heavenly Grace, and well, Curse will come out. They found the Slark now. Do they have the damage output? No. Split Earth will not really connect. A nice 4-staff coming out there. Still, though, Mastery will end up going down, and now the chase begins. The Edict and Pulse Nova still ticking the Slark out, but now a nice lift and throwback. That'll mean Godsent can't find the carry kill that they really wanted. Still Godsent. Sticking around, staying deep in the Radiant jungle. Empire. Just going to keep farming up the best they can. BKB will be coming out onto Lightless soon on that Kunkka. In fact, never mind, he's got it right now. With that 10-second charge, they may be feeling confident enough to just move in and take a team fight. We haven't really seen a team fight where they've used Guardian Angel either. Thing is, Mastery, he keeps getting picked off before the team fight really begins anyway, so he doesn't really get the chance to throw out all those abilities before he dies. They'll smoke up Empire. This new BKB, they want to go for a bit of a surprise tactic and they'll find Wish. It'll be a great target if they can get him, but no, Yules will be there in time. Boat will fly out. Curse is going to be there. They'll throw it onto James on the Rubik. Can they tick him out though? He's not copying too much damage and he will survive through it. It'll be one going down though for Empire as they do lose the Slark. Now, Godsent chasing for more. They really want to find Mastery again on that Omni. They really want James. And well, Mastery, he's been caught out. He does go down. Is there anyone else? James, they can't cancel the TP off, but they found Lightless. That's an even better target on the Kunkka. He was just trying to hide in the tree line and pretend like he wasn't even there. Unfortunately, though, Godsent is way too clever for him. They do end up finding him in the end. And so 12 to 25 now, but more importantly, a 7k net worth lead for the side of Godsent. With that team fight, Godsent immediately going to pressure more T2 towers, exactly what they need to be doing. Empire just don't seem to have an answer in this best of 3 so far. Top T2 will end up going down fairly freely. I believe the mid tower is fairly low as well. Tadake though, gonna show his face, try and scare them off a little bit. It's Godsent going for another Roshan attempt. Ice Blast though, gonna be there, but there's gonna be no follow-up. Empire, they're not in a position to try and make that Roshan fight happen. Of course, they'll just go ahead and reset. The Leshrac just TPing back to the fountain. With that Aegis and Cheese now though, they're gonna be feeling very, very confident to keep moving in. Tadake, I mean, he's just trying to get his BKB up and running, but it's just such a slow process for him. He's got a casual Gloves of Haste as well, for some reason. Okay, see ya. Gonna show himself mid lane. They'll get started pushing in this wave. Godsent. They found somebody. It looks like it is the Slark once again getting caught out here by Era. He'll go down Tadake. Now the curse being thrown out on Mastery. They really want this Omni down. And he does go down. A double going out for Era. But Tadake just getting caught out over and over again now on the Slark. After such a great start, I thought this game would be going completely differently for Empire, but it is not the case. As Godsent, they're going to move in now after that tier 3. Well, they should be able to grab it. With the Edict available, it's not too hard to take this tower down. And without those 2 cores available, how the hell do you take this team fight? The answer is you don't. Just let it go down. They'll probably try to at least punish here as the racks are being taken now by Godsent. They'll have their cores respawning in just a second. X to start Lightless. He'll throw a Torrent out as well. And it does connect on the Lash, but there's no follow-up to it. And with that, Godsent happily back out of there. Easy 26-minute racks. They've still got the Aegis as well, so they could just keep moving in. Empire. Understanding they still need to get that BKB up on at least Tadake before they can try and take another team fight, but they may not have a chance as Godsent again getting aggressive. Era, he's found Lightless, he does get X'd up. Where is this camera going? Lightless, he's popped the BKB. Boat will fly out as well, but look at Tadake, he's falling very, very low, and now the curse will fly out again. It was a nice Ice Blast, but there's going to be no follow-up to it. A double Split Earth coming out from the Lash. They're just burning alive right now as another Hoof Stomp coming in, catching out that Slark, or rather Mastery on the Omni. He's almost going down and does to Era. Can they keep going here? Godsent, yeah, they definitely can. They're looking so darn healthy. They'll find James on the Rubik. They found Lightless on the Kunkka. There was an immediate buyback coming out from James on that Rubik, but I don't know if it's going to matter here. They'll buy back on the Kunkka as well, but I don't think they're afraid of him. Era, he just jumps in. Now Tadake gets hoof stomped up. They'll take down the Slark, who has no buyback. Now James going to end up dying back on the Rubik. And Godsent just taking a free game, it looks like, is... That bot rack's going to be taken very easily. Lightless, he's going to try and fight back here and defend this. But if he dies back like this, I think they just call GG. A triple kill will come out from Wish. And yeah, there's the GG call being made. You can't really blame him. With this kind of draft from Godsent, if they got off to this kind of start after the 10-minute mark, it's just so darn hard to stop. I thought Empire may have had what it takes with their own draft, considering they had such a good start in lane, but... Fortunately, just a few kills being given the weight of Godsent, and suddenly they just completely took over this game. Nevertheless, now that this game is over, it is a best of 3 by the way, but we're probably just going to go and take some time to try and get the audio working. It's not going to be the easiest of tasks. We've been trying for about an hour now, but we're going to try again. It may mean the stream goes down. But I promise you it will come back up whether we're going to have to cast without audio or not. I'll bring the stream back up. Nevertheless, it is MLP Dota. We'll be right back in just a moment to see if we can get this all fixed up and ready to go for game number 2.